Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Thursday, December 5th, 2024. And here are some of today's trends in the news. Again, the trend is your friend, and we're your friend giving you the trends that nobody else anywhere does because they don't know how to. So, on to the markets. Let's see what happened today. Hey, Bitcoin, went over 100,000, and now it's down to 99,456 bucks as we go on the air. Gold. Since Trump came in, gold ain't as happy as it used to be. You remember gold was up to almost $2,800 an ounce. So it's down 18 bucks today. Still strong, $2,639, up $600 since we made our forecast on January 2nd, 2024, golden year for gold. So it's still a good buy. But if Bitcoin wasn't here, gold would be much, much higher. And you got to look at Bitcoin. There's an article in the toilet paper record today. Trump picks crypto ally for Securities and Exchange Commission head. And what do we write now at Trends Journal this weekend? Or this current issue, rather. Exactly that. Again, Trump stays bullish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin keeps flying. And are they invested in it? That is the question. So, go to your Trends Journal. We've been bullish on Bitcoin going way, way back, like 7-8 years. So, yeah, it's just, again, with the SEC guy now in there, and who knows what kind of investments Trump and his family have into this thing. They want to make more dough. And Bitcoin looks like the way to go. The markets, well, were lower today as the gamblers are waiting for tomorrow's job numbers. Yeah, the job numbers, they don't mean anything in a sense that the jobs that are being created are low-paying jobs. The facts are all there. Service sector, the health, very low-paying jobs for the majority of them. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. The Dow is down 248 points. The NASDAQ was down a little bit, 0.18%. The S&P was down 0.19%. But the three major averages keep hitting record highs. So, again, it's positive for the markets with Trump in there. And what else do we got here? General Motors takes $5 billion China hit as domestic rivals leave Western car makers lagging. Old news for Trends Journal subscribers. We've been writing about this week after week after week. America, thanks to Slimeball Slick Willie Clinton. Oh, yeah. It was one of my T-shirts back in 1992 when he ran. Beware Slick Willie. And you know how I feel about politicians. You could get this T-shirt. Hey, politicians, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? Oh, how about that little Katson Macron, huh? The guy, little fucking dick with the fake hair, that little clown boy. Oh, yeah. I'm going to stay there to 2027 as they just got rid of the prime minister. But anyway, going back to what's going on with the Western automakers, from Volkswagen to Mercedes to BMW to GM, all in China. They gave China everything that they needed that they never had when Slick Willie let China come into the World Trade Organization. Nobody talks about this. China couldn't make shit before then. The manufacturers in the West went over there to get that cheap labor, brought them all the technology from high tech to heavy industry that they never had. And now they got it after, what, some 24 years later. So, again, we write in great detail about this in your Trends Journal. You're not going to want to miss it because it means a lot in terms of where these companies are going, what their profit margins are going to be, and how many of them ain't going to be here anymore for back in China. Developing nations need debt relief, report warns. This is from the World Bank, the World Banksters. More than a dozen sovereign nations defaulted on their debt in the last 3 years. And more than 30 of the world's poorest countries have experienced, quote, debt distress. And that's according to the United Nations, the United Nothings. The IMF estimates that global public debt will exceed $100 trillion this year. All right? Gold prices. You think any of this has to do with that? Also with Bitcoin. People can't buy gold. They buy pennies and a little this or that of cryptocurrencies. And when you're in these poorer countries and you're seeing inflation skyrocket as their economy is going down, and on a bigger issue that none of them are talking about, more immigration, as people escape these poorer countries where they have a lack of basic living standards, government corruption, crime, and violence. But they don't talk about that. Of course, we do in the Trends Journal. Yeah, more shopping than expected over holiday. Wait a minute. I thought people were having a tough time, and that's why Trump won, right? That's what they said. Workers, working class, can't afford things. Well, shoppers spent more this year, almost 15% more on Black Friday. Why, that's racist calling it Black Friday. Black Friday than they did last year, according to MasterCard. In-store sales are up 0.7% for an overall increase of 3.4%. And the National Retail Federation projects U.S. holiday sales to grow as much as 3.5% this year. So, let's see. That's in line with averages before the coronavirus pandemic, they say. Again, everybody calls it a pandemic. The World Health Organization or HORE organization called it a pandemic on March 11th, 2020, when the grand total of 4,219 people died out of 8 billion. And when you look at the numbers, I believe there are about 8 million people died over the course of 3 years out of 8 billion, which means that 99.3% of the people are still alive, but they call it a pandemic. But going back to those numbers, as we said, we called it wrong about Harris because we look at the data. And you saw the consumer confidence just before the election was at a 4-year high, up 4 months in a row. The numbers are showing that people are spending more. But then when they went to the polls, it was a different story. So there you are. Amazon plans supercomputer powered by homegrown AI chips. OpenAI forges tie-in to defense industry. Very important because we write about this in your Trends Journal, what that means. And we have whole sections on AI. Ben Davis does a whole one. Joe Duran does a whole one. And Joe Duran's the technocracy guy. We're giving you everything we can in AI. It's the future. And now there's the talk. Are we in a .com bust 2.0? We don't see it. Not yet. And so it just keeps going up. And now on to the misery of the world that's not being talked about in the Western media, and show you the proof. Israel strikes Al-Mawasi safe zone in southern Gaza, kills 20 Palestinians. That was yesterday. Israel attacks the besieged territory, have killed at least 48 Palestinians and wounded 201 in the latest 24-hour reporting period. Look at these pictures of what the people are going through. Look at this. Oh, Hamas lives in every one of them houses. Look what they're doing. Where is the anger? Where is the outrage? Here. This is Wednesday's Wall Shit Journal. All right? South Korea president, Trump's DEA pick, AT&T by Medicare insurers, how U.S. wields tariffs around the globe, blah, 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 blah. Let's go. Here we go. Here, world news. Truce threatened as fighting flares. Oh, that's in Lebanon. In Turkey, inflation eases. Economy pulls back. China power plant debt hobbles. Pakistan. Zelensky eyes a peace deal. Cheap Chinese good, anger poor nations. Nothing about the Gaza genocide. Zip, nada, nothing. Oh, here's today's toilet paper record, the New York Slime. Not one article in here. Jolted by war, Ukrainians are reclaiming their literary heritage. Look at the fucking bullshit. Look at this big fucking bullshit crap. Look at this. Yeah. What do we got? Zelensky offers war-weary nation $24 per person. Oh, that's going to help a lot. In France, forces join to vote out government. U.S. general and Russians talk Ukraine in rare call. South Korean leader may face impeachment. Turmoil threaten the trilateral partnership. From a Chinese patriot to an American agent. Rebels close in on regional capital in Damascus. Yeah. Bangladesh central bank is left untangled. How the economy will bleed dry. Not a word about the slaughter going on, killing these Palestinians. I just gave you the numbers that just came out. Not a word about it. Not a word about it. That was today's New York Times, yesterday's Wall Street Journal, and take a look at today's Wall Street Journal. Look at the big picture. United Health executive killed in targeted New York shooting. This is all the news. Go to the next page there. This is the next page. I buy this for $5 a day. Your Trends Journal is $2.56 a week. $5 a day to get economic data. Manhattan's assassination stuns colleague. Yeah, the whole fucking page. Second page. Not a word about, yeah. Look at this. And then we go on and we go into the world news. What do we got? South Korea president faces removal vote. Kyiv, Trump team begin discussions. Iranian Nobel laureate is given prison leave. That's it. Oh, they have one here. Oh, Israeli attacks on Gaza in February, probably linked to demise of 6 captives. Right. Nothing about the slaughter going on. Not a word. Not a word, not a word. Ben-Gvir, the slime ball over there in Israel, its national security minister, says Netanyahu is open to expelling Palestinians from Gaza. And that's called genocide. And you know what Netanyahu's real name is? Again, don't call me an anti-Semite. They're not Semites. So save your fucking shit. Netanyahu is a Polish Jew whose real name is Benjamin Milikowski. You got it? Total bullshit. Stealing more land. Yep. It's one after another. You got that guy Ben Gurion, the first day, another Polish Jewish guy. His real name is David Gruen, Gruen. They changed their names. They're not, a lot of them are Ashkenazis or Ashkenazis, and that's the way you spell it. Yep. Ben-Gvir and other ministers support the establishing of a Jewish settlement in Gaza and cleansing the land of Palestinian population. Oh, this is from antiwar.com. And they're not settlements, it's stolen land in violation of the Geneva Convention and Article 242 of the United Nations. So stop it. Yep. And what else do we have here? U.S. frames Syria airstrikes as self-defense. This is from antiwar.com. Despite happening amid an ongoing U.S.-backed offensive. The United States is behind this. The Syrian war was brought to you by the Nobel Peace of Crap Prize winner Barack Obama back in 2011 when he got rid of Gaddafi over in Libya, which was the most prosperous nation in Africa, where the people had more rights and benefits than most of the world. And now they turned it into a hellhole. Same thing with Syria. Syria used to be a place where people used to go, on tours, all the ancient places. No more. And now they're ramping up the war. And it goes here, these strikes were launched specifically while the SDF offensive was going on and targeted forces in the area of the attacks. The Pentagon, however, has tried to present the strikes as, quote, self-defense, claiming that the presence of the military asset firing in the area so close to U.S. occupied bases posed a clear and imminent threat to the United States. We have no fucking right being there. Oh, we're there to get the ISISes. No, those are the ones the United States is supporting. The Pentagon is clearly trying to downplay the fact that it carried out airstrikes in support of the SDF, trying to seize territory. Indeed, the official statement from CENTCOM leans heavily into the self-defense narrative and doesn't even mention that there was an ongoing SDF battle in the area. Yep. The U.S. bases in part of eastern Syria are centered around oil and gas fields. You got it. Stealing, as I said, you think we've invaded Iraq if their major export was broccoli? They're stealing everything. Again, whole section in your Trends Journal on the Israel war, where it's going, what to expect, and what's next, and particularly with Netanyahu, Greenberg, Iceberg, what's the difference? Netanyahu being brought up on charges. That's going to be a whole nother thing. So anyway, the holidays are coming up. So please do what you can to donate to our Trends Journal. We go to trendsjournal.com. We have a holiday fundraiser. We're giving you 100% independent information, trends analysis, trend forecasts across the spectrum, from geopolitics, economics, high-tech science, technocracy, AI, you name it, we're giving it to you and the best we can. We could all get all the support that we could use. So, please do what you can. It's ad-free, our magazine. We're devoted to our subscribers. And also hit that like button, because we're getting shadow banned. Our numbers are going down, and we need your support. We're giving you everything we can, and we can't do it without you. So consider subscribing to the Trends Journal. Give a gift of Christmas to those you really care about, the people really want to know about what in the world is going on, because you're not getting it from the Wall Street Journal. Again, the front page and the second page, all about this guy, this United Health executive that was killed in New York. Oh, a health executive was killed. Oh my God. How about was it like a person a day is about 385 people killed last year in New York. And they don't count. Only if you're rich, you count. Hey, I'm a billionaire. I could talk to the president. I can do anything I want. Look at the bullshit. I mean, yeah, it's terrible what they killed this guy, but is this fucking big news? That's a whole front page and a whole second page? We're giving you what they're not giving you. They're giving you bullshit because they're prostitutes. Media whores that get paid to put out by the corporate pimps and government whoremasters. We've been doing another article that not mentioned in any of the papers that I just mentioned to you. Amnesty International accuses Israel of genocidal intent in Gaza Strip. The report released, quote, "We found sufficient basis to conclude that Israel has committed and is continuing to commit genocide against Palestinians in the occupied Gaza Strip." I just read to you that Give guy, Ben Give, saying to get the Palestinians the hell out of here. Oh, Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law. It's valuable waterfront property. We got to develop it. Oh, and there's a lot. What they find like $1 trillion worth of gas and oil fields out there, and then in off the coast, right off the coast of Gaza. Yeah. The organization goes on to say that, quote, "Some of the acts investigated by Amnesty International constitute serious violations of international humanitarian law and international human rights law." And looking at the broader picture of Israel's military campaign and the cumulative impact of its policies and acts, genocidal intent is the only reasonable conclusion. Agnes Kalamar, the secretary of Amnesty International, wrote that, quote, "The report demonstrates that Israel has carried out acts prohibited under the Genocide Convention with the specific intent to destroy Palestinians in Gaza. Month after month, Israel has treated Palestinians in Gaza as subhuman groups, unworthy of human rights and dignity, demonstrating its intent to physically destroy them. These damning findings must serve as a wake-up call to the international community. This is genocide. It must stop now." Now, not reported again in any of the mainstream media. Right here, I just read to you. The Wall Street Journal or the Toilet Paper Record, the New York Slime. And what does America think about this? This just came out on Haaretz before we went on the air 1 hour ago. U.S. State Department, U.S. disagrees with Amnesty International conclusion that Israel committing genocide. Yep. Oh, you mean the United States that's supplying the 2,000-pound bombs and all the other military equipment to keep the genocide going? Of course they don't call it, because they're a member of the crime. That's right. Very simple. America's making it happen. Look what happened when Netanyahu gave that talk to Congress recently. What do you got, like 50-something ovations, standing ovations in a 50-minute talk? And again, it's not Netanyahu. It's Benjamin Milikowski. Yep. Where's the outrage? And on to some other, we've been writing week after week about ultra-processed foods and obesity in your Trends Journal. And 2 articles just came out, one from the Financial Times. Ultra-processed foods linked to raised fattiness in muscles. Yeah, keep eating that shit. And this is in study finds, and this is from Italy. Is your frozen pizza aging you? Troubling consequences of eating junk food discovered. Yep. In what may be the first study of its kind, scientists have discovered that people who consume higher amounts of ultra-processed foods, show signs of accelerated biological aging compared to those who eat fewer of these heavily manufactured food products. And it goes on. We've been giving you this week after week. The shape of this country is terrible, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. We're suffering from blimpitis. You know, it's very sad what's going on, and we have to raise to a higher level. So we're doing everything we can to help you, but we can't do it without your help. So subscribe to the Trends Journal, get history before it happens, and hit that subscribe button so that we get more viewers. We're doing our best to give you the best, but we can't do it without you. Thanks for tuning in, and check out the great interview I did yesterday with Judge Andrew Napolitano, Salenti and the Judge. See you soon.